I raised my son Mormon, and he still became trans. I haven't wanted to share my story or talk up about it on social media because I'm afraid. I've been afraid for my son's life, for our family's well-being.
Seriously, leave the kids alone.
Basically, at about 24 months, here's where she started grabbing the tutus and the dresses.
By 3.5, Kieran had transitioned to a girl. Today, she's 9 years old, a third grader, and an athlete. That's why the Clausens are celebrating Governor Holcomb's decision to veto a bill that would have banned Kieran and other transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams at school.
There were happy tears shed. There was dancing. And when I told Kieran, she squealed with glee. There are people.
Okay, you're a disgusting person to do that to your child of 3.5. 3.5? That's a boy. First off, I'm blown away by these people doing this to their children at that age. It's literally the parents. These parents are just insane. They are not doing the research, because if they literally did the research, they would never touch this with a 10-foot pole. Today, I am so excited to bring you this news. You might not hear it because the mainstream media doesn't want you to know about this, but the scandal of the whole transgender kids, gender clinic, your kid is trans if they wear pink bows and play with trucks, bullshit is all being exposed, and it's coming out little by little. And I was saying this to my partner earlier, and I was like, it just sucks because it's always only the right-leaning media that exposes this shit, okay? And I don't really understand why more left-leaning media has no balls to talk about this. And it's really upsetting as somebody who has considered myself a liberal my whole life. And what does it even mean to be a liberal? I'm so confused because I don't believe the way they are not exposing this, if that they care. They don't care. And all these parents, I will almost guarantee you 99.9% of these parents are all woke, liberal, left-wing nutcases. And so I'm just so fed up with the bullshit media and all that. So with that, today I might laugh, I might not. As you see, I'm fucking aggro because I just can't. I can't with these kids, especially after adopting a little baby, my first baby in my whole life. I just feel so protective of her, and all of this bullshit that they're doing to kids is just insane to me. I was already protective, but now that I have this little one to take care of and to make sure she grows up totally a badass girl and make sure that she can be that girl, and doesn't matter if she wants to wear pants and play with G.I. Joes and all the other shit. If she gets to be old enough to make her own choices, go for it, young girl. I will totally support you. But F off to all you parents out there who have trans kids, and wait till you see what I show you. Okay, so anyway, thank you for helping my channel grow. It is growing, and they are getting mad. They are getting mad that Mr. Mom is going, and so it's all because of you people. So thank you all so much for hearing me and really supporting what I have to say here. So I wanted to read, and I'm going to link this article. I don't want to read the whole article. It's a lot, but I really am going to link it so you guys you should all read it, and you should all send it to everybody. Get this article out there, okay? Because it is a very, very important article, and it's real factually based article with real fact-based material. So the headline reads, exclusive, docs knew gender science was shoddy, but pushed chemical sex changes on kids anyway. We knew it. And shoddy, meaning they even used that, it's quoted, the word shoddy. So they even knew that it was shoddy. So the beginning of the article reads, Private emails from leaders of an influential transgender medical organization expose how ideology and consensus, rather than science, has girdled the explosive growth of the child sex change industry. The fact that they even call it an industry. The emails were revealed under Freedom of Information laws. Okay, this is so great. As their gender clinic boomed with patients at the University of San Francisco, medical directors Maddie Deutsch and Stephen Rosenthal acknowledged behind the scenes that research supporting child sex changes was shoddy. They said it, and fueling predatory practices. The emails showed they were literally saying this, yet there they were going at it. Deutsch and Rosenthal are leaders in the field of gender medicine and co-authors of, here we go, the World Professional Association of Transgender Health, WPATH, which we all know is a total scam organization. Highly influential medical guidance. The Standards of Care version 8, called the SOC 8, which is used to inform clinical practice in healthcare systems worldwide. This is what they use to say, oh no, puberty blockers are said that they're totally okay because WPATH says they are, when it was all total bullshit, and they knew it even behind the scenes, yet they were still, that organization, WPATH, needs to be legally disbanded. It should be illegal. It should not be around. It is a bullshit organization. It is not a true, it is a self-appointed organization of a bunch of wingnut doctors and psychiatrists. So it goes on to say, Rosenthal, co-founder of the University of San Francisco's Child and Adolescent Gender Center, which is totally gross, which had a major backlog of 230 new patients on a waiting list in the fall. 230 kids on a waiting list to get in here. Whether that seems small to you, it's not. That's 230 children being waited on to get puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones. Rosenthal said the staff's capacity was maxed out, and a colleague noted the need far outpaced the access to care for gender diverse youth. It is actually mind-blowing. So when the Daily Caller News Foundation public record requested for Deutsch and Rosenthal's emails were denied. Why were they denied? Right? By the University of California in the fall of 2003, Judicial Watch, a government watchdog organization, filed a lawsuit challenging the denial and gained access to the records. Why were they denying the records? If you're on the up and up and you have nothing to hide, right? So what are you hiding? That, to me, just says it right there. They were hiding shit, and now we know it. As a result of Judicial Watch's lawsuit, the University of San Francisco released 2,491 pages of emails. Among the revelations in the UCSF gave puberty blockers to children, hold on, as young as 9. Puberty blockers are not approved by the FDA for the treatment of gender dysphoria. They're using it off-label. They're literally using it off-label. Isn't that illegal? Everything about this child gender transition is all built on lies and deceit and bullshit. So there was this one piece here that I really wanted to bring up to you because it's really, really important part of this conversation. Deutsch also criticized the lax approach to criteria for surgical care in general. WPATH was taking in the SOC 8 email show. I wanted to emphasize the concerns I raised regarding the assessment chapter statement that the guidelines for surgery access will be a suggested 6 months of hormone therapy prior to permanent and sterilizing genital and gonadal procedures, as well as the general lax approach to criteria for surgical care in general. In my view and experience, this is very inappropriate and will have several very negative effects. It will fuel already listen to this. This is so important. It will fuel already opportunistic and in some cases predatory practices by some surgeons in the field who will be emboldened as well as enabled by a removal of any waiting period. Deutsche was concerned the lack of protocols when assessing gender-confused patients would be opening up the tap to surgery on demand. And we know that's what it is now. There's so many people that just call themselves gender affirming therapists and gender affirming surgery and gender affirming doctors with no understanding of what that means and no waiting. And you just affirm these kids and you're just shoving shit down 9-year-olds and 8-year-olds and you're transitioning your kid at 3.5 years old because you think they're wearing pink bows in their hair. That makes them a trans girl. Like, the whole thing is so insane, you guys. So that was something I really wanted to sort of bring first so I can show you something very important here. So now I have all these videos. Here's another one. Watch this.
Her parents admit it was hard to process their then son begging in tears to wear a dress.
I feel like I'm an open-minded person, but when it's
what?
like your son, asking you to do this, and I think I wasn't thinking about her feelings at the time. I was just thinking about how are people going to react to it.
Yeah, you should.
A little bit afraid for her.
Yeah, and I still am afraid for her.
But the North Carolina family, who asked that we not use their name, has learned to embrace a change they never saw coming.
If we continued to say no, you have to live as a boy, she would continue, she's young. I'm sure she would have done it, but we didn't.
What are you talking about, lady? It is your job as a parent to guide your child in reality. What are you talking about? Secondly, where are these kids getting this language, I am trans? They're getting it somewhere. Okay, that's why they're saying it. But I cannot believe these parents would do this to their young little kid for some reason because the kid says, I feel like a boy or I feel like a girl. What does that even mean? How could you even know that when you're 3 years old? It is literally the parents. And I'm going to keep showing you these crazy parents who should, in my opinion, it's child abuse. It's my opinion. It's totally my opinion. So these crazy moms, listen to this.
So I want to talk about the topic that I get the most threats on this platform for, and that is talking about my transgender son. And I want to address the people who have a problem with it and who keep sending me these threats. First of all, I know why you're uncomfortable with this conversation. I grew up as an extremely conservative Christian Republican country girl. I graduated from Liberty University. I became a pastor. I used to have similar beliefs as you. Most of the threats that I get are from people who think that I groomed my child to be this way, or that I am a pedophile, or I'm grooming him to be a pedophile. And that is furthest from the truth. The day I gave birth to my children, I promised all of them that I would love them unconditionally their entire life and that I would accept them and support them.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You didn't support them. You did not. You lied to them and you told them that they're trans and that they can change their sex to a boy or a girl when they're a girl or a boy. No, you didn't. You are not supporting your child. You are actually indoctrinating your child. Now, that being said, I'm not cool with people harassing these people on the internet, but I'm just going to say this to you, Mom. Why are you putting yourself on the internet and talking about your trans kid? Why aren't you keeping it private? If you don't like people coming back and telling you that you're disgusting and gross, okay, why are you putting it on TikTok? Because you want to have. I saw you have a huge following. You're eating this up. You're enjoying this fame of being a trans mom and you think you care about your child. I'm telling you, as an actual transsexual, you're not even transsexual, okay? No, your child is not trans. Your child just needs love and affection and say, you're cool, kiddo. You can be Tommy and you can wear dresses if you're a boy, whatever the hell you are. That's the problem I keep trying to explain. It's stereotypes. We literally removed that away from it. And then we have these parents are sick. They're actually sick. In my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, as an elder transsexual, these people have lost their shit. You don't care about your kid. If you care about your kid, you wouldn't do that to your kid.
Estrogen treatment is irreversible and would make Josie sterile. But Josie and her mother never doubted it was the right thing until an unexpected conversation happened one afternoon.
But on the inside, where nobody else can see,
Yeah.
are you a boy or are you a girl?
Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside.
Really?
Yeah, is that true?
Only you know the answer to that. So if you wanted to grow up to be a man,
Yeah.
would you tell me?
Yeah.
Hey, if you wanted to grow up and be a man, you could.
I want to be... Sometimes I think I'm a boy, sort of, but I want to be a girl. Would you love me if I'm a boy?
Oh my
Of
God.
course. I would love you no matter what.
Oh my
I always
God.
have, and I always will.
It was the first time Vanessa ever heard Josie sound uncertain.
Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. Okay, oh, you got so moted, mom, or whatever you are. You got moted because your kid just came out in the public that you're forcing your kid to do this. It's so obvious. They were forcing. Mom's all, what? Oh, you can be whatever you want to be. Maybe I'm a boy inside and a girl outside. Have you ever heard of androgyny? And have you ever heard of like a boy who maybe is a little more feminine? Again, I keep showing you this. That mom forced that kid to transition. That kid is not comfortable in that space in any way, shape, or form. And mom got moted publicly on air. It's the first time that she ever said this. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Bullshit. It's the first time she said it publicly, which is basically a cry for help. And she's like she's blinking like, what is it called? Morse code over the television set. Help me. My mom has me trapped in this transgender ideology bullshit. Like, wow, we got to start reading the kids' eyes now. They're screaming for help. Oh. This wingnut.
Let me preface this by saying that I am not an expert, but I am the mother of a trans child. And there has been a lot of misconceptions about medication for the trans community, specifically minors. So growing up in grade school, I had a friend named Fern. And Fern started developing super early, like in 4th grade. And you could tell that she wasn't sitting well on her skin, and it was horrible for her. But here's the thing. By 7th grade, we all caught up. And Fern went on and enjoy the rest of her childhood, high school, so on and so forth. So now the difference between Fern and the trans kid
is that we don't have the same luxury of everyone else catching up, of everyone else feeling the same as us once we reach a certain point.
So the anxiety level that is created by not allowing children to take these medications and take a breath. And
okay, what did I open up with here? I just showed you. All the studies are bullshit. They've all been totally bullshit studies. Do you think this mom cares? Do you think this mom will actually read? Whoops, I made a mistake. My kid isn't trans and shouldn't be taking these medications because I just showed you it's been a fucking lie, and they all know it's been a lie, but they've been hiding it from all of you people. I just can't imagine a parent just going ahead without doing your due diligence and looking. You're just going to believe one side of the story. How come you're not listening to detransitioners who did this? Okay. And again, the second thing is this woman is some fashion lady who has shit tons of followers as well. And again, her child is a fashion accessory. I can tell right now. I can see the way the kid is looking in the camera, fixing their hair, and then saying the same shit. They're talking about puberty blockers for kids who go through precocious puberty. It is literally what the transgender ideology uses constantly. They try to take the idea that they give these hormone blockers to kids who are ahead of their puberty, and they say, well, they do it. No one ever had. A lot of us have an issue with that. I don't think it's even okay to do that. Okay. But those kids are not trying to change something in the long run. They're on a very short dose of that stuff until they slow it down, and then everyone else catches up. Again, for societal reasons. But oh man, it's a train wreck. It's a train wreck, and it's all the parents. It's literally the parents. Here's another crazy one.
I raised my son Mormon, and he still became trans. I haven't wanted to share my story or talk up about it on social media because I'm afraid. I've been afraid for my son's life, for our family's well-being, because we live in a very small, conservative, red town.
then why would you transition your child and put them on the internet? If you are actually scared, like you said you are, why are you here publicly saying it publicly on TikTok, which I can see your name and find you anywhere? Why? Why? You're all full of shit. I'm so, we have to call these people out. No, you're not. You love all this attention and you love making your child fearful because it gives you some fucking weird power trip over your child. So they're fearful and you as mommy are going to fucking save them. You're destroying your child's future. Okay. And I just want to remind you, I listen to these people. My child became trans. My child became, you don't become trans. You are born somehow, something goes on later in life, some disorder comes to the surface. It's a disorder that you have. It's not something you become or that you all of a sudden get. That's called ROGD, rapid onset gender dysphoria, what you're causing because of social contagion. We've proven it all. But here you are on the internet, scared for my children, but I'm on TikTok telling everybody where I live and like telling my kid, you should be scared because everybody hates you. I don't even know, how are we living in this world? So now, because I have to show that side, I have to show this side. Okay, watch this.
Now, you just filed a major lawsuit against Kaiser Permanente for what their doctors did to you at age 13.
13.
What do you want to say about your experience to everyone watching tonight?
I don't think I should have been allowed to change my sex before I could legally consent to have sex. Overall, I don't think I'm better off for the experience, and I think transition completely added fuel to the fire that was my pre-existing conditions.
What about the issue of informed consent?
The problem here is that the doctors at Kaiser, as we've seen from the file in this case, were all over the place. Certain of them initially said, she's too young, and then others were saying, we'll be happy to do this surgery at age 13. She was not given the mental health treatment necessary, and it was not disclosed to her family or to her that for example, teenage transitioners desist from transition at a 80 to 90% rate, that it wasn't a solution for her mental health problems, that many girls, in fact, most girls probably struggle with puberty. And so it is our position legally as a matter of law that informed consent was missing here, because is it impossible for a child to give informed consent?
No.
And it is impossible for parents who are not fully informed and with a child that was not properly treated to also give that consent. Would you rather have a live son or a dead daughter? It appears to be a script that certain Kaiser doctors and psychiatrists are using on these victims.
I told you, they're not telling the parents the truth. So of course, I say it to you all the time. I say it to you all the effing time. If they said that to you, would you like to have a live kid or a dead kid? What are you going to choose? Come on, man. It is literally manipulation and coercion into transition. They're not telling all of these. So do I feel sorry for these trans moms? I don't know. I don't know. I feel fed up by them. I feel they're putting on some bullshit thing. I feel like they're doing it for themselves. I don't think they're doing it for the savior of their children. I feel like they're doing it for attention. So I don't even know if I feel sorry for these parents anymore. I feel like there's too much good information out there. There's too much. Okay, so why are you not? If you get cancer, you get something. Do you actually go get a second or third opinion? I think if you're not, you should. You should always get second or third opinions about what one doctor says. The other one might have a different opinion about it, and maybe you don't have to go, or maybe you can find a middle ground there. Why would you just listen to one doctor? It's so insane. But my point, going back to that, information is out there that this is not true. There is no such thing as trans kids, and they're being manipulated into believing this, and the desist and the detransition rate is only climbing. And who's going to take responsibility for this? It's not just they didn't put a different hat and a different shirt on. They literally destroyed their bodies forever. This next one goes to my point.
When I was 5 years old, I told my mom I was a girl trapped in a boy's body.
Wow.
This was around the year 2000, long before there was much acceptance for boys or acting or are dressing in a gender nonconforming way. Of course, like the majority of those children who believe they are the opposite sex, the only reason I thought I was a girl was because I was drawn to quote-unquote girl things. I was told by everyone around me that every article of clothing I wanted to wear was girl clothes. Every toy I wanted to play with was a girl toy. And in my young mind, I thought the explanation was simple. I must be a girl then. Looking back, I feel extremely fortunate that I was born in the late 90s, before gender ideology became the widespread belief system that it is today.
This is why this person is so important. Okay, they told their mom, "I'm a boy in a girl in a boy's body," or whatever at 5. Like, really, I don't even remember being 5, but whatever. That being said, wow. So the parents go and today, what this guy is saying is that instead of him just growing up to be a non-conforming adult, that he didn't have to take puberty blockers because they weren't even around. They were not there. Thank God. Thank God. And he's proving that he grew out of whatever that even meant. You think a 5-year-old knows what it means to be a girl trapped in a boy's body? Bullshit. I don't even think a 10-year-old even understands that. Come on, man. This motherfucking dude. This is one of the biggest problems we're dealing with right here.
Do you know why they always target trans kids? It's because trans kids have no power. They can't fight back. That's number one. But they also always target trans kids so that trans kids have no support to become trans adults. Not to get too TW, but I almost was not here several times myself. We have to lift up and love trans kids.
Do you know why they target trans kids? Because freaks like you are pushing your ideological BS, insecure, weird shit, because you don't go to therapy stuff on kids and parents. That's why they target trans kids, because you are trying to make these kids into something you wish you could be. Don't you see what these adults are doing? These creeps like him? They are totally trying to manipulate this thing for their own gratification. They're using kids for their own gratification. So guess what, Jeffrey? No, me included, are targeting trans kids to save their lives from freaks like you. This last one I want to leave you with because it's just great.
I have gotten a ton of hate comments since sharing that my son is trans. He was born my daughter. I named her Kylie Marie. She is now Kyle Matthew. He is actually getting gender reassignment surgery for his 5th birthday. He's napping. I haven't told him yet, but I'm so excited. I also signed him up for 4 more sports with balls. To recap, he currently plays table tennis, basketball, wheelchair basketball, tennis, pickleball, wall ball, spike ball, water polo, volleyball, indoor volleyball, soccer, football, futsal, and yeah, that's also going to be a really good gift I'm super excited about. I got him a lifetime supply of Mountain Dew. It has literally been his favorite drink since he was like 3 months old. I just completely stopped all formula because Mountain Dew was all he wanted. And yeah, he's just really special. I'm really excited to tell you guys more about him and his journey and upcoming surgeries.
Oh my God, genius. Okay, so I got moted at first. I thought that, what? 5? And then so I just kept watching, and the best satire ever, because it says everything. It says everything. Don't think there aren't some moms, trans moms out there who feel this way. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. This is how absurd the whole... So that just... I wanted to wrap it up with that because that just, it full circle says everything. How insane. It's a sick, dark comedy. Kids are at risk of being destroyed for the rest of their lives because some people out there are completely insecure weirdo adults who are using kids to validate their weird Munchausen, Transhausen, whatever you want to say. It's an illness. These parents have an illness. Okay, so I'm going to tell you, if you're on the fence about this and you don't understand, please, I'm going to link this article. Please read it. If you need anything else, look at the cast review. There's so much information out there that they try to hide. There are so many new organizations talking about this, and there are so many great people who care about these kids who don't want them to get trapped into this space and taking your kid. There's like a trans kid camp now. Oh yeah, but you can't have your own bathroom. Oh yeah, but you can't have your own sporting event, but you can have your own camp. This is how they are. They're completely insane. They make no sense. They want everything. Okay, they want everything, but they're not willing in any way, shape, or form to coexist in the world. Okay, so I'm going to leave it with this. Trans kids don't exist. It's all bullshit. It's all made up by crazy wingnut adults. And if you think your child is trans, reach out to me. I have lots of resources for you. I am telling you, your child isn't trans. Your child's just dealing with what normal kids deal with, okay? They want to wear boy clothes, put them in boy clothes. They want to wear girl clothes, who cares? Move forward. You'll be the happiest parent ever. That's supporting your child right there. So with that, thank you all again for supporting my channel. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for helping me move forward. Thanks for helping me create these stories. If you have any ideas of other things you want me to talk about, I don't get too much in the political space because I really do try to focus more on this trans bullshit right now. But if there's anything you want me to have comment on or whatever, maybe the Antifa bullshit, then let me know, and then I'll look into creating some videos about that. But with that, thanks again. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And just to remind you, baby girl is doing awesome. So thanks for all the amazing comments, and Mr. Mom is doing amazing. So have a great day.